Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love college football as much as I do. Do I think Florida State is overrated, overhyped heading into 2023 next month? No, if anything, I don't think they're getting enough hype. Here's the thing. You look at their record last year, they're 10-3, right? And they have most of that same team coming back. And outside of LSU in week one, they didn't really beat anybody good. Their best wins outside of LSU were probably Miami, who was not even bowl eligible, Florida, and Oklahoma, losing teams. But what I look for in the signs of a really good football team that's on the rise, like Florida State, is being able to win the games you're supposed to win more than I do with the games that you might lose. What do I mean by that? Clemson and NC State were both really good teams heading into the season. Even Wake Forest was ranked at one point, and they had a lot of problems. No excuses. Florida State lost those games. That's what it is. That's why they weren't finished in the top 10. But they are still a really good team now. I didn't say elite last year. I do think they're going to level up from the offseason because every offseason they've had with Norvell, Florida State's football team has gotten better. So I expect them to be in the top 10, an elite team this year. But they deserve the hype they're getting. If anything, they should be getting more. Like Florida and Oklahoma, for example. Beating those teams was very important because Florida and Oklahoma are teams that historically have winning records against Florida State in football series history. You don't believe me? Look it up. Both those programs know that. And both of those teams played their best football against Florida State in comparison to losses to TCU before they became really good. Who else did that? Oklahoma lose to Kansas State, and Florida losing to Vanderbilt and Kentucky. Teams that were good but not, hyped up or as respected as Florida State is at the time. Teams that can easily upset you. Florida could have upset Florida State. Oklahoma could have upset Florida State. But the fact that Florida State found ways to win those games, it's like Alabama, for example. Alabama usually gets everybody's best football game. Now, I know they're two different programs, and I get that, but you get the scenario. That's all I'm trying to say here. So, and if anything, it's more important to win the games you're supposed to win than it is to try to win the games you might not be expected to win. So it's good to say you're winning those games you should be winning, and you're trying to win those games that you shouldn't be winning on paper. So, with that being said, I don't think that makes Florida State overhyped, overrated, or anything. I think that's a really good sign of a really good football program that's being led by Mike Norvell. And, the Louisville game, too, if you want to look at that. Jordan Travis went down, Jared Verse went down. They had a backup quarterback on the road at Louisville, which they normally struggle with. They had lost to in the last previous years. And they found a way to come back and win. So that's a really good sign of a football team that's getting better and better and better with a really good football coach that cares about his program and wants to win. So if anything, they deserve the hype they're getting.